Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper. Today I'm here to talk about prioritization and sequencing. People with ADHD really struggle sometimes understanding what they should do first or what's really the most important. It's a really kind of complicated topic, but one of the things that I want to share with you is something I call task Darwinism to kind of help give you guys a little bit of peace and maybe an understanding why you do what you do and when you do it. So imagine this. Actually, don't even imagine. I have a major presentation that I have to prepare that I have to get off in the next couple of days. It's really pretty massive because I haven't quite figured out exactly what I'm going to say yet in that presentation, but needless to say, it's got to be done. That's number one on my list. Imagine, if you will, though, that Mother's Day is coming up. It's about 10 days out. It just so happens to prepare or to go to the office to work on the PowerPoint, I've got to go in a different direction. Now, understand the PowerPoint is the number one thing. It's a priority for me, but Mother's Day is coming up and I need to get out a Mother's Day card. Because I've got 10 days till Mother's Day, that item is number 40 on my list. Kind of at the bottom. I really should probably be paying attention to the PowerPoint, right? Well, it just so happens that for whatever reason, I am going and have a need to run an errand, and I'm driving by the post office. Now, what's interesting is I got the Mother's Day card in my car, but I don't have a stamp. The post office is open. Now, I don't normally go in that direction, and if I were to go to that direction to get a stamp, it'd be maybe 10 minutes to get there, 5 minutes in the post office, and 10 minutes to get home. That's 25-minute round trip to get that card in the mail. But I'm driving by it right now. If I go in, and it's open, by the way, if I go in right now, it's 5 minutes in and out the door. I actually save 20 minutes. So what I'll end up doing is number 40 on the list will get elevated to the priority right now because everything's point of performance. I've got the card. The post office is right there. It's open. I can get a stamp and they've got a mailbox. All I have to do is go in, purchase the stamp, write out the card, happen to know my mother's address and my return address, piece of cake. In this illustration, again, what I want to emphasize is sometimes item number 40 gets done before item number 1 because of a cost-benefit analysis. I save 20 minutes of driving time, particularly when I'm going in a direction that's out of my way and it's convenient. The moral of this story is I think that many people with ADHD, if you take a look at yourself, you'll find a lot of time task Darwinism is happening because you're confronted with a task sometimes and everything you need to execute that task happens to be right there, or it's real easy, or it's in front of you. So we have a tendency to do that. Sometimes we shame ourselves for that, but if you pause, often you can take a look and say, there's a really, really good reason. I'm going to get the Mother's Day card in the mail right now because I can get there on time, and I'm going to save myself 20 minutes. Now, if you do 5 or 6 of these things and it backs up, it gets in the way of the PowerPoint in this situation. But the point that I'm really trying to make is sometimes you do things because everything kind of comes together. And as I've learned from Dr. Russell Barkley, ADHD is really about point of performance, doing everything at that moment when you have it. So I hope this gives you pause to think and give you a little bit of insight. Yes, when you're cruising across the room and you see something, because it's something called cue recall, which is something for another video, and you see, oh my God, I need to get that done, and it's all right there, and you end up doing it. Sometimes you might actually pause and think, I'm doing this because it's the most efficient. Everything I need is right here, right now. It needs to be done, and I have the reminder. Anyway, hope you pause and think about this. Please leave some comments. What do you think? You have something to add? You got some examples yourself. Also, please subscribe to our channel. We release a tip each week, and we hope that you like these. But again, give us some comments. With that, we hope you've enjoyed this edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.